What's going on, guys? This is the third and final part of my series over the One Shepherd Leadership Institute, which covers the final training exercise, or FTX for short. Just to recap on the previous two videos, in part 1 I covered the Basic Warriors course. In this course, brand new students to the program are given the introduction to the MILE system, which is the same combat simulation system used by the U.S. military for force-on-force training. The advantage to MILE system over your standard MilSim systems, such as sim rounds, airsoft, and paintball, is that MILES attaches to real weapon systems and keys off the firing of blank ammunition. The fired lasers mimic real ballistics, in this case the 5.56, so you're capable of engaging enemies at real combat engagement ranges. You'll also receive basic periods of instruction over infantry-related tactics and equipment. After successful completion of the Basic Warriors course, students are awarded with the One Shepherd patch and are officially welcomed into the community. In part 2, we covered the Situational Training Exercise, or STX. This semester's STX focused on patrol base operations, reconnaissance, and raids. During this phase of training, we would receive periods of instruction covering each topic, and then we would go and conduct an actual operation with active enemy OPFOR to get real practical application of the topics covered. The whole experience was top-notch and just an excellent training opportunity. So now here we are leading into the final culminating event of the week, the FTX. Up until this point, all the training has been guided by the cadre at One Shepherd with debriefs and assistance in the field. Now it would be all student-led and would test everything the students learned throughout the week in real operations against a determined opposition. The whole thing is student-led and anything can happen. During the FTX, students would be divided into two opposing sides, OPFOR and BLUFOR. OPFOR's uniform consists of solid olive drab utilities, while BLUFOR wears woodland camouflage pattern. The night before the FTX starts, the students are given the Road to War brief by the S2 officer at One Shepherd. This lays out the scenario that is taking place during the exercise and helps get the students into the mindset of the conflict for which they are about to take part in.
Training you guys have done this week. All right. What we're doing right now is traditionally the Road to War. It essentially sets the stage for the events that are going to be transpiring in the next 72 hours. So this is to get you guys in the mental state to go out there and fight a war. I'm Mike Bates. I'm the S2, the intelligence officer with this outfit here. This is Joe McGoffin, the S1 personnel. So, welcome, gentlemen. Take a seat. Slide in. Please hold all questions to the end. Operation Stolen Toys. Field training exercise, fall 2018. Scope of this exercise, and I did not change that sheet. During this 3-day FTX, the student members are immersed into a tactical scenario to explore the dynamics of small unit leadership, decision-making, and problem-solving through the troop leading process. Secondary learning focuses on tactics including raid, area reconnaissance, and
patrol-based operations, which you guys have already done. It's the same as the 6th one.
Background. Small tropical island of Britannia. Location, Oceania del Sol, near the equator. Climate, tropical hot, humid, and wet. Terrain, dense forests, intermittent streams, rivers, rolling hills, which limit interior ground travel. Major state players on the island. Commonwealth of Callaway, CC, is located to the western side of the island, and the Free States of Britannia, FSR, eastern side of the island. Situation. Prior to Wayland Corporation's scheduled launch of the mission to LV-426, a worker labor's protest occurred at the Wayland Launch Complex.
The morning of the FTX starts off bright and early. All gear that was prepped and packed the night before is moved outside of the troop tents for inspection by the respective team leaders. The guys who fill the team leader billets at One Shepherd are generally guys who are returning students with a few semesters on their belt already, and they bring some experience to the table.
Not empty, but there's... No, it's not empty. We can use it to carry supplies. We want to use it to carry supplies. Okay, well, it can be empty in a second.
Cowboy up. Rolling out.
Yeah.
No, those are okay. I think counterbalancing is smart. Counterbalancing is smart. Even if you're carrying direct control with the weight of the
Even if not in there, put it here. Put these as your quick, high priority items. The rain gear, cold weather gear, ammo, Yeah, I would suggest doing that because that's going to reduce a lot of weight from your.
I'll get another one. I'll put it up here.
I'm sorry?
Perfect.
First aid is here. Standard.
Basically,
Okay.
Wait,
So you get your movement kit, and we have to have light discipline. So
One for fire team. I think we already have one. All right, we can take that off.
Extra underwear. I'm not gonna use it. But I just got. This is a.
Let's just do the best. I can put this in there, maybe. Yeah. You can try doing that too. I mean, that leaves also this topic in here. If you want to put like C4 or smoke. Actually, smoke grenades would be great in there. I have some room there because you can. I would just drop it because every ounce is a pound. Okay, that's what it's going to feel like. So it needs
So
to
if you lose your one flashlight, you blame right now, and you say, "Where's your spare?"
Yep. You losing one flashlight, or just don't lose it. Just dummy cord it. If you're gonna feel with it, dummy cord it, dude. Get something like. There you go. Get it. Tie up to your gear.
partially and then it really works that way though. It's either or. Okay.
Alright guys, we got 5 minutes to get in the mess tent.
It's important to note that the first morning of the FTX, both Op4 and Blue 4 are still at the FOB together. This is interesting because you get to see both sides going through their rehearsals, pre-combat checks and inspections prior to the official start of the combat operations during the FTX.
We'll poke out and see if the Blue 4 is around out there somewhere. Make sure they're all impotent.
You want to send out like a team or something?
Make sure they're not around here.
South side clear.
So, hey, you guys in the back, get closer because we're going to be able to talk real loud. We got to keep our voices down so they don't walk by and hear something.
We got another bench up here.
Yeah. Get right close. Here. Nice and close. Yep. Okay. Set the stage. Going to cover the situation again. Basically, this plays back into last spring when we had to conduct ambushes and route reconnaissance, and our mission was to go out and find these anhydrous hydrazine barrels for the rocket fuel and recover them. Okay, so that's what we did last spring. We recovered them, and now we have a stockpile of them that we have to secure. Okay, that's the recent actions with the Commonwealth of Callaway. That's our enemy. The stockpile is being secured near the border for a coming invasion of the Commonwealth of Callaway. So we're going to be invading in the near future the Commonwealth of Callaway. Okay. Intelligence suggests enemy forces may be operating in the AO, searching for the recently acquired anhydrous hydrazine. They're trying to get it back from us. Okay. Set the stage. Currently, we're right here. All right. We're going to move to prepare to copy grid. There's 488-195, which should put us right here. Should look familiar. Pig barn. Okay, that's where the anhydrous hydrazine is stockpiled. We're going to insert ourselves. Our mission is to insert ourselves into the AO and conduct a security posture to prevent the enemy from securing and reclaiming that anhydrous hydrazine. And the reason that we're keeping this anhydrous hydrazine is because we established the coup, right, that you talked about last night. We're in control of the government of our country here, the FSR, and we're holding more back so we can do follow-on chemical attacks with that anhydrous hydrazine. So that's the why. That's why we're doing this. Why we got to have this, because we got to keep going forward with our operations.
Okay.
After the op order is given by the patrol leader, the assistant patrol leader checks in with supply to draw mission essential gear that was requested.
4 P's, 3 night vision, I threw in the weapons J arms. Now the chem lights, we don't have the big chem lights, we haven't had them.
Okay.
But I threw in a bunch of small ones.
Some guys over with boxes real quick.
No extra ammo. 12 IWS batteries, 4 flares, and there's a protractor.
After mission essential gear is distributed amongst the team, comm checks and weapons checks are conducted to ensure everything is working properly.
See, where'd you say that gooseneck was, Leo? Where'd they go at? Hey Leo, do you see how the gooseneck?
Yeah. Jump off still at 1200, right?
Yes.
Ready to fire?
See the sensors, Dinker's head. We've got one right at the back.
Okay. Did you hear me say that?
It's dead.
Dead nuts, baby.
Yep. Everybody doubts me.
Lastly, camouflage to an individual infantryman could be the difference between life and death or mission accomplishment on the battlefield. So every team member applies camouflage face paint in order to break up the human face and tone down exposed skin. As soon as I was done applying my face paint, I wanted to drop in and say goodbye to some of the guys that I had been working with all week long. They were now on Blue 4 side, because now we were enemies. And the next time I saw them was going to be through my ACOG.
You're going to destroy the Op-4?
We're just going out there for a mission. In the meantime, during the set mission, the Op-4 will be found and destroyed. It's as simple as that.
Hopefully.
Hopefully it's all done.
We'll just do it.
Any choice words?
Members of the Commonwealth Defense Force, remember us.
Hey, Mike, you want to show off your little A1 hybrid rifle there?
Yeah, absolutely. So what this rifle is it's a Brownells OD green stock set. We got an original M16 A1 barrel on here. We got some modifications, some little machining that was done to the front sight post just to lighten it up a little bit, and you can kind of see those mill marks there. We got a standard flat top upper here that the Picatinny that was unused was shaved off. Running really bare bones setup here, but allows me to do everything I need in combination with night vision devices. Can use red dot in the day.
What kind of optic is that?
This is a Trigicon MRO.
I gotta ask because I know someone's gonna ask. Nice.
This is a Battle Arms mount.
And that rifle is extremely light, gents. Have you weighed it? Do you know how much it weighs?
I believe it's around 6 pounds.
6 pounds. Unbelievable. Nice. Appreciate it.
USGI loop sling.
Gabe, what you got, man?
Man, I'm just ready to go to Pound Town. I feel sorry for the enemy. They're going to be facing a lot of heat, and yeah, we'll see what happens, but I'm pretty confident.
Something tells me that if I gave you the opportunity right now, you would switch sides.
Yeah, I mean it sucks because I really we got to be born into bondage with a bunch of people, freeze our ass off in the middle of the rain, just camping out in the middle of the forest, and now after all that bonding I gotta put them down. So
yeah,
kind of sad about that.
Nice. All right, gentlemen. Good hunting.
Thank you. Likewise.
Blue 4 was now loading up to be inserted by truck. Shortly after Blue 4 left the FOB, we then departed on foot to establish a patrol base in the vicinity of our objective. After establishing our patrol base, we are now pushing out to establish our listening and observation post, also known as LPOPs. We had no idea where the enemy would be approaching from, so Bravo Team was tasked to cover the western flank while Alpha Team covered the other sides.
So we're right up in here. We've been tasked with setting up OPs, LPOPs in this area. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're fixing to move out here in a little bit. We're going to push out and set up an ORB somewhere in this vicinity. At that point, we're going to break into two-man teams. You and I will be together. One team is going to be at the ORB, and they're going to be in a rest cycle. The other team is going to push out around here and set up an OB. There's 3 teams. Yes. So one's resting, one's pushing out probably around the middle of this tree line, and the third team is going to push all the way down to the end, around the vicinity of the end and set up an OB. That's right. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 hours. Yeah. The team leader wants us back here at 1900. Okay. So we're all going to meet at the ORB that's established at 1830.
Santiago and I were paired up as a LPOP team. Our first position would be the southernmost LPOP, where we found a large tree that would serve as a good observation point for the 2 main likely avenues of enemy approach.
Alright, so Santiago and I pushed out and set up an LPOP. I found a nice tree that would provide good observation on 2 main avenues of approach. One being a trail, the other one's an open field. The trail is to my west, the open field's to my east, so I got good observation on both those. The problem I ran into is I set up my LPOP up in a tree. The first one I climbed up into was filled with bees, so they ran us off. But luckily I found another tree, so I'm up in the tree on the LPOP. And Santiago's down below, watching the trail. It's hard to see, but there's the open field behind me. Here's the trail we're watching. Santiago is down there below. Now we just play the waiting game. Right, so the time's about 16:30. We set up a new LPOP. The team leader's plan was to rotate LPOPs every hour. So we've relocated. So now I'm relocated over watching a creek bed. Santiago's up above me, keeping an eye on an open field. We're about to rotate again here, but still no contact, no sign of the enemy. We're several hours into this op now, so no clue where they are or what they're doing. But we're assuming that eventually they're going to be making their way through here, and we'll probably get eyes on them. This is the creek I'm watching.
The last position we would relocate to was our 3rd and final LPOP. This position was located in the middle of the other 2 and would be our eyes and ears for any enemy force that tried to move through the center of our western woods.
Alright, so we're at our 3rd LPOP. So far, no contact. Right now we're watching a big trail. Watching for any enemy that's moving down this big trail. We have 2 other LPOPs that are pushed out to the north and south of us. About 100 meters or so dispersed. So far, no contact. Santiago, what do you think about everything we've done so far?
Right here, with the Prince of 331, One Shepherd, fall semester 2018. Getting my patrol on.
And At 1900, all of our LP OPs were broken down and retrograded back to the patrol base, at which point our posture was changed to focus on a more concentrated defense of the notional anhydrous hydrazine. We would maintain this posture throughout the night until stand 2 at 0530. At that time, a security patrol consisting of Alpha Team was pushed out to first to the north and then moving west. At approximately 0630, I observed an enemy soldier step out of the tree line. He began looking around with some binoculars. I then alerted everyone inside the patrol base, at which point we quietly got on line for a hasty ambush. Our security patrol coincidentally arrived back to the patrol base at this exact time. How they didn't run into each other is beyond me. The enemy subsequently began to come down in and in 2 different directions. We successfully caught part of their assault force by surprise with an ambush and inflicted heavy casualties on them. Despite this, the enemy was still able to make it in to our anhydrous site and successfully destroy it with notional C4. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to record any of this because I didn't have my camera prepared. But I can assure you the battle was very intense.
Seems kind of hokey.
Do we want to push anybody back to secure that?
It's blown up anyway.
Yes, it's blown up?
Yeah. APL! Rally up!
You're dead?
We got a respawn for you.
No, not anymore.
Oh.
Yeah,
Alright.
That is
at the bottom of the hour, right? At 7:30 you'll be live again. Keep your hat off until then.
I'm kind of that.
What intel did you get?
I just, on that picture, took a picture of his map.
Okay. Was there
it's on
any
that camera.
SOI or anything?
No, he just had a map.
Okay. Where's the camera?
Then I get back.
Maybe I threw it in here. Hold on.
Cole, you want to get my respawn to someone else so we can get this shit figured out?
Yeah, go ahead and get emptied up.
Weapon ready.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, safety field, sorry.
You can check your gear.
Contact! What you got? What do you got?
Call it out.
Call it out! Call it out! What do you got? To the west! They're making another push! Over your head. Watch this. Watch that 12 o'clock. Yeah, baby!
There's 2 more there. There's 2 more.
Right.
Keep a low profile. You guys are standing. Get down. Get down.
They're falling back. They're falling back.
There's one more there. There's one more.
Don't waste your ammo. If you can take a shot, take it.
Okay, he's about to get up. There was 2 guys there.
Will, you good? Push up to the top of that ridge right there. Don't go too high up though.
Brent.
Yeah.
Rally up Bravo. I want you to follow and pursue.
All right. Stay there. Hold security. Hold security.
Bravo. Rally up on Brent.
Where's Rick? Rick! Come here. Rally.
Hannah.
Leo.
You're in charge of Alpha until Reinauer gets up. I think we're fixing security here. APL, make that happen. Hey, Brent.
Yeah.
Brent. Push him a little bit and then break contact back.
All right. Come here. On me. On me. On me. Let's go, fellas. We gotta go. Hey, come here, bring it. You stay downrange. Hey, we're gonna pursue them, okay? We're gonna pursue them, harass them a little bit, and then if they just start decisively engage us, we're gonna break contact and fall back. All right? So I'll lead. You guys, about 5 meters dispersion in between. All right, we're moving.
Once the Blue 4 began to fall back, my team was tasked with pursuing and harassing them, and hopefully gain a little intelligence as to where their patrol base was located.
Get on line right here. Push up 5 meters. 5 meters dispersion. Watch that avenue approach. Alright, hey, you bring up the rear. We're gonna do a column, fast movement. Over here, over here. Keep holding the security. Keep holding security. You good? You still alive?
What's that?
You still alive? Are you still alive?
Yes.
All right, let's go. Call him.
Call him.
5 meters dispersion. Santiago has the rear. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So we got in line right here from the PB and we pushed directly west.
Okay.
We went probably 600 meters maybe, 500 or 600 meters direct west, and he ran into their PB. I never saw it because we were further south. He was the farthest left. Rick, can you come here?
What did you say that PB is?
I wish I tried to get a grid and my fucking GPS died. Did you see the PB?
What general area?
Or was it just a patrol?
It was, I couldn't, it was a patrol, it was moving.
Okay, not patrol based, didn't see rocks or anything?
Okay.
No.
Were they heading west though?
They were initially heading that way. I opened fire, honestly,
So they were coming back at you?
They ended up retrograding in the opposite direction.
But they were heading at you?
No, they were not. They were heading...
They're heading to the west?
They were heading in that direction.
North?
Correct.
Okay.
And I chose to engage just because I was afraid that they'd get past me.
Sure. How many casualties did you create, do you know?
I don't know that I created any. They were off in the bush, way distant.
I sound like 3 different rifles going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ran into at least a fire team.
Yeah. So no confirmed kills or anything?
No.
Okay. All right. That rate of fire, was that us or them?
He was the only shooter on our end, so most of that was them.
I probably I changed mags after, so whatever's left.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and great work, guys. Personnel, I don't think they probably expected that. They probably didn't think we'd follow them. They're not going to blow up my hydrazine, whatever the hell it is, without paying for it. So go ahead and get a chow plan going. Get them back on the line. Start eating, packing up the rest of their shit real quick. Make sure they get it done quick, because we'll probably get tasked with a new mission here pretty quick and more patrol bases. So I think overall everybody did pretty good. You know, we lost the shit, but it's hard to stop a suicide charge.
Alright, you guys got your first taste of notional combat. How was it?
Oh, they stumbled on us, and we lit them up.
Right.
Chased them out of here. Back home.
Did you get anybody?
Huh?
Did you get anybody? No.
I'm gonna go take a walk in this open field. Lost my sacrificial window, my MBTs. Try to find that just real quick.
shoot to kill, baby. What about you, Brent? What'd you get? Alright, so you're an animal, babe. We had stand 2 at about 05:30 this morning. So all hands were geared up, ready to rock and roll. We pushed out one squad to do a patrol. Right before that patrol came back, I saw some guys in woodland camis about 100 yards out, and they were standing out in the open with some binos. So the guys that were left back, my fire team, we got online, we set up a hasty ambush, and then they literally walked right in front of us. Unfortunately, I didn't get any footage of it because it was dawn, and it was that time period where there was too much light for my MVGs, but not enough light for, well, let me backtrack. I hadn't swapped over my MVGs yet because the sun just came up, so unfortunately I missed out on all that, but we slayed a lot of friggin' bodies. Good stuff. So, good stuff. If you ain't here, you're wrong. Right now we're still sitting in the defense, and we're just waiting on orders on what's next. So we expect we're probably going to end up pushing out recon patrols to locate their patrol base. Once we locate their patrol base, we're probably going to launch a raid on it. So that's what I anticipate. We were doing raid drills, so that's probably why. Yeah. This week. Yeah, so. Southwest beef for breakfast here in Missouri.
In the hilltops, because if it's communications node, there's going to be probably up on the hilltop somewhere. There is some good open spots up on this hill, from what I remember. So we'll check those too. So on my pencil. In the areas that I want to hit.
Okay.
Basically, the Twin Peaks and the open area down there, the open slant. We better not say that. Better not repeat that. But so if we can, probably we might even jump all the way down and set in the back there. They probably would not expect this to be way back here.
Maybe there's a gate back there that we can, we can get access into.
Well, the roads are in place, so
yeah.
When you come up there, you just go off the road. But yeah, I would.
That's a long movement though.
But is it any worse than traipsing through all that?
No, you're right. Yeah. So 2-man patrol here, 2-man patrol down here. See if it's clear.
I was just saying, if you want to move main body, I think you've got two like recon elements ahead of main body, scouting out 100, 200 meters or so in front of the main
traveling
body.
Overwatch.
Yeah.
We can do that too. We can talk about that in the patrol base. So, I like Alpha to lead out this time. We'll put Leo up front and have him land at us from here to say right there. Cool.
Roger that.
Any questions?
3-1 Bravo.
Bravo will pull up the rear.
Later in the morning, Patrol Leader received intelligence from Hire that Blue 4 had established a communications node somewhere in the southern half of RAO. Our mission was to first conduct reconnaissance of the area in order to locate the enemy comm asset. After locating the site, we would then launch a subsequent raid in order to destroy it. Given that we were no longer tied down to defending the Anhydrous, we began to move our patrol base to a location that was more suitable for conducting operations in the southern part of RAO.
Sierra, Echo, Oscar. How copy last? Over.
After arriving at the new patrol base location and setting in, I finally got the opportunity to sit down and brew up some of God's gift to mankind, a nice canteen cup of coffee. Following my cup of coffee, the patrol leader would start bringing guys in to brief the recon mission.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. All right. All right. Bravo team's mission is to recon the area of 483-190. We're looking for a communications node, which consists of a Jeep Mutt with antenna communications on it. 483-190, which is this right here. Alright. Alpha Team's mission is to recon this hill here. There's a lot of open area down here. That's what they're going to recon.
Where are we reconning again on the map?
Right here. Alright. We're going to have on the recon team Brent, myself, and Santiago. We're going to have night vision with us. Santiago, you have night vision? Yeah, that's why we're going, because we're probably coming back in the darkness. So you guys are going to hold and secure the ORP. Okay, so Rick, William, and Leo. The ORP is going to be, prepare to copy, at 490-188, right here.
90488.
490-188.
Thank you.
Our scheme of maneuver is we'll have Alpha up front, Bravo in the rear. We're going to leave our patrol base, dogleg out to the power line cut, and from there, Leo, I need you to shoot an azimuth back to this grid here for when we come back at night. Yeah. We are right here. 490-192. Or 193, excuse me.
What is it again?
When it doesn't matter. We'll shoot the azimuth once we get back. When we get back to the power line cut, we'll get a GPS from you, right? And from there, we'll plot it on the map and shoot an azimuth back to our patrol base. All right. So that's something that has to get done, so we don't get lost coming back here tonight.
We are at what grid coordinate?
We are at 490-193.
Thank you.
This was the mission as briefed by the patrol leader. He had identified 3 main areas of interest in the southern AO, labeled on the map as Objectives 1, 2, and 3. Objectives 2 and 3 were referred to as the Twin Peaks and were selected because they were clearings at the top of 2 separate hills. Being that they were both the highest points in the AO, they were ideal for establishing a comm site. At approximately 14:15, OPFOR would step off and move on the main road in order to establish an ORP and release point in the southern AO. Upon reaching the established ORP, Alpha and Bravo teams were formed into 2 separate recon teams, and a small security force would be left at the ORP. Alpha team would be tasked with conducting reconnaissance of Objective 3, which was the southeastern peak. Bravo team would move west and recon the area identified as Objective 1. If the enemy was not observed at Objective 1, We would then move towards Objective 2 and check that peak. Upon completion of this, both teams would move back to the ORP to consolidate and disseminate the information gathered on the recon before proceeding back to the patrol base. The primary route back to the patrol base would be the main road which we came down on, and an alternate route would be the route to the west of the minefield. With this plan thoroughly briefed and back briefed by each member in the team, we then stepped off. Once we arrived at the ORP, Bravo team began to head out. Our movement would be very slow and methodical. Before arriving at Objective 1, we stumbled upon the remnants of Blue 4's patrol base. Just like we had done, Blue 4 had obviously relocated their PB. However, they did not do any sanitation of the area before leaving it. Fighting positions, along with rat lines, were left still very much intact. If we didn't already know, the intel we gathered here would have given us a pretty good idea to the size of the enemy force we were up against. While we were still exploiting the site, however, we began to hear in the distance what sounded like Alpha Team taking enemy contact. Alpha Team, while moving towards the easternmost peak, ran into a Blue 4 patrol and was decisively engaged. One of Alpha Team's members was killed, but the rest managed to escape. Hearing this battle take place, our recon team decided it was more likely that the enemy was located on one of the two peaks. We then began to move towards Objective 2. While moving up the hill towards Objective 2, however, I observed a deer that was casually walking about. As I moved closer to the deer, I watched it turn and run back towards the southwest in the direction we were heading. We figured at this point that the deer would not run towards a large patrol base, so it's pretty safe to say that Blue 4's patrol base and comm node were most likely to the east of us in the vicinity of Objective 3, where Alpha had taken contact. With this information, we then began moving down the center of both peaks and back to the ORP to make liaison with the rest of our guys.
So we walked all the way up to about there. Mm-hmm. That's when you guys took contact. This is their old patrol base right here. Mm-hmm. They didn't do a very good site sanitation, so we saw all their trails and everything. As soon as we heard that you guys had contact over here, we assumed that nothing was over here. Mm-hmm. If they're over here, they're not going to waste their time doing something over here. So we went ahead and pushed up this way to our secondary target to make sure that nothing else was happening. We came up around here in dead center and then came back down this way. Okay. So we're clear all the way up here. They're boxed in.
So that's the only section that has been reported as contact and things going on?
That is it, yeah. Okay. This is all clear from here.
I think we found our right boob.
Yeah. So now we just got to come up with a plan. All right. So what I need disseminated is we had the enemy patrol base here. Nothing from here to the cleavage of the Twin Peaks here, and then probably a couple 100 meters up that way. Okay. All right. So bring them in.
You want to do that? You want to do that right now before it gets too dark?
Yeah. Bring them in right now.
After briefing every team member, we then began to head back to our patrol base. Believing that our primary route may have been compromised, we took our secondary route back. Now that we had a possible location of the enemy patrol base and communications node, we began planning for the raid to destroy it. For this raid, we broke up into two main elements. The assault force would consist of a combined Alpha and Bravo teams. Some personnel were then pulled from both teams to form a third Charlie team. Reveille would be at 0330. We would step off at 04 with the idea of being able to hit the enemy objective just before their stand 2 so that we'd catch most of them while they were still sleeping. Charlie team would move to a staging area close to where we had established our ORP during the recon mission. They would then hold firm. Their mission was to ultimately create a feint attack from the east of the objective in order to confuse Blue 4 into thinking that the main effort was attacking from that direction. Charlie team was also provided with flares so they could create a spectacle to further fool the enemy. Charlie team was briefed to either launch this feint attack as soon as they heard the other element take contact or to launch the attack at 0530 on the dot, whichever came first. The assault force would make its way down west of the minefield and navigate through the woods up the middle of both peaks. Upon arrival, Alpha and Bravo teams would get online with one another and begin pushing from west to east until the objective was located and destroyed. Upon destruction of the enemy communications node, Alpha and Bravo would then exfil back and link up at the ORP just east of our patrol base. 0330 came quick, but we were on time. Our first big challenge for this raid was crossing a very large open field to the west of the minefield. If the enemy had any type of observation on this field, the whole mission would be compromised. After successfully crossing the field, we then moved approximately 400 meters through the woods, being as quiet as possible. If you ever move through the woods at night, in the dark, you know how challenging this can be. This is where the recon from the day prior paid off. Because we had conducted such an extensive recon on the area, we knew the best possible route to take to get our raid force through the woods and into position as quickly and quietly as possible.
Contact front! Right side! 20 meters! No!
back, get confident! Up! Move! Right in front of us, bud. Yeah, moving on the right, moving on the right. Ready? Stand by, stand by, stand by. Attack, attack. All right. Assault, assault. Go, go, go. Right by left, 10 minutes! Leo, Leo! Give me 360. Rock star! Roll whistle! 360! Clear the Jeep, clear the Jeep! You're blood! Clear the Jeep! Clear the Jeep! Back back, back back! Pull back!
Alpha Bravo on me! Alpha Bravo on me!
OC, OC. OC, OC.
Move it, move it, move it!
Come on, right contact!
OC right here. OC, OC, OC.
Rally, rally. 360 security, rally. 360.
OC, OC.
Alright, go fire into our guys. Fire into our guys.
I got you covered, go! Move it!
Push it right, Bravo. Bravo right.
Bravo on the right! Santiago! You good? Leo! You good? Right side, Will! 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 You good? Alright. Son. Hey, watch the left. Santiago, watch the left. Will, push over to the left of Santiago. Watch that left side.
Bravo, set. Bravo, set. Move back. You up. Come up. Bravo, move back.
Bravo, move back, go! Right here, right here. On me, on me, on me!
OC, OC, OC.
Alpha on me in the wood line, column file. Right here. Come on, column file, guys, come on. Alpha there!
I'm in column file. Let's go, Blair.
Shut up, shut up! It ain't over yet, be quiet. Gentlemen, keep it down. OC, give me my dead people and respawn as you can. I'm good. Face outboard. Face outboard. Face outboard. I need my people. Down, down. Will. Yeah. Yeah. Where's Leo? Come here. Over here for Bravo. Quiet, quiet. Right here, in the middle. Put a fresh mag in. Put a fresh mag in. Anybody have extra mags?
Probably 2.5, maybe 2.5. How many bags you have? 4 bags. 4 bags, right? That's good. Keep the rest. Keep the other one. Why top off your mag?
After successfully destroying the enemy communications node and getting accountability of all our guys, we then made our way back to the patrol base. The raid was highly successful. We had completely caught the enemy with their pants down, killing several Blue 4, destroyed the Jeep with notional C4, and completely overran the objective, and were able to withdraw before an effective counterattack could be mounted by the Blue 4. Upon arriving at the ORP, we linked up with the remnants of Charlie team. Their feint attack was so successful that the enemy had thrown most of their weight against them while we were hitting the objective.
Five.
Up.
5. 5.
Come in. Good work.
Hey, we need people over here. Gentlemen, we need people over here. Over here. Over here. Yo, face that way. Face that way. Face outboard. Face that way, bud.
Was 9 counting the OC? Yeah, was our count 9 counting?
Yeah, it was in county.
Huh?
It was included in the original count when we stepped off.
Okay. Okay, we got 9. Good. Security, once you take it, 200 ambush back on the power line cut.
Yeah.
And wait for our other guys to come back and ambush anyone that might come up that way.
All right, how many more do we have out?
We got
3
3.
more out.
The OC is going to be coming in too.
All right, good to go.
Upon arriving at the patrol base, I was tasked by the patrol leader to immediately push back down with my team to the road to set up an ambush. It was only a matter of time before the Blue 4 would regain their composure and begin looking to launch an attack.
Alright, so this is the final day of the FTX. We had a successful raid this morning in the enemy camp. Destroyed their communications jeep. Right now, we've made it back to our patrol base. Myself, Leo, and Santiago pushed out on an ambush. We're observing a main avenue of enemy approach, which is a road directly in front of us. So there's really only 2 main ways I can go. This road and another open field to our west. So we're in a little small fire team right now, set up on an L-shaped ambush on this road and keeping eyes on it. There's Santiago.
What did you guys think of your first FTX at One Shepherd?
Life-changing experience.
Yeah?
Awesome to be here, man. A lot of stuff to learn, a lot of stuff to actually apply. Amazing stuff, man. Not only learning from the instructors, but learning from being out here, hauling all this shit around, fighting, communicating, moving. Awesome shit, man.
What advice you have to somebody that's looking at coming out here?
What?
What advice you have to somebody that's looking to come out here?
Oh, man. Take a look at Brent's gear list. Bring everything on it. Try carrying your ruck before you come out here. It's a different game when you're out here. You know, carrying it around, you know, your backyard, ain't cutting it out here, man. I mean, shit. Yesterday we stalked, all day.
Yeah.
So knee pads a must, a definite must.
Told
My
y'all.
knees are blown, my hips are killing me.
And you didn't wear them, huh?
I didn't wear them, man. I said, nah, I'll be fine. I'll be all right. I got 10 years on them and they're blowing.
Yeah.
They're blown, but man, I tell you, can't wait to be back already, man.
Nice.
Can't wait to be back already. A lot of good stuff.
Leo, how about you, boy?
Man, I think this is probably the hardest thing I've ever done. Mentally, physically. As far as gear goes, definitely bring like a red dot or something at night to where you can get your rifle on target. So I did a lot better this year than last year in the dark. But man, like you said, man, just messing around with your gear in the basement isn't gonna cut it, man. You gotta get in shape, man. You gotta do your legs, you gotta do your core, and you gotta be ready not to sleep, because I haven't slept in maybe 2 hours in like maybe 4 days,
dude.
man.
Fuck.
4 days. So
check your
it's just
ego at
been-
the door.
It's been
Check
a really
your ego at the door.
It's been a great. The instructors here are like top notch.
Awesome, man.
Brent, you're awesome to train with, man. It's been an honor and a pleasure. And Santiago, I'm a bro, man, and it's a great time, man. It's like it's such a
Simulated
high.
combat experience.
This morning was such a high, man.
Awesome.
Brent.
Well, guys, yeah, that concludes our FTX, and I would say that we kicked a lot of ass, and I think some of y'all were in for a wake up call, man. I don't know how many fucking miles we put on these boots.
Dude, we
out here,
did some trekking, man.
These gloves are brand new.
These boots have seen their last stop. They're splitting on me, but I've had them for years. So Marine Corps issue fucking boots, and they're kicking ass, as they have been for years.
What all you got on you, Brent?
Oh man, I'll tell you, saw pouches came to the rescue again. I can't say how much I love these things. Mission dependent, so did recon yesterday. Did an OP just now before the index, and was able to carry these Steiner Marines in there.
Fucking recon all day yesterday.
So, plus
Night vision over there, right?
yeah, MVGs, camera equipment, everything, dump pouch. 2 canteens of water, Camelback. In my butt pack, I've got a poncho and some other miscellaneous gear. Land nav out here, guys.
Yeah.
Big time.
Do your homework. Do your homework.
Pace counter. Small, red light, right? It's handy. Keep it close where you can get to it. I had to carry a radio. They issued me a radio, obviously, so I got the handset rigged up. This worked out pretty good for me. I attached it to my butt pack on one side. I ran the antenna up, down through my gear. And then if you guys can see this, if you saw my gear list, I talked about bringing these bungee cords, right? Had no idea what I was going to use them for, but I ended up using the crap out of them, right?
Came in handy.
One for the antenna to keep it down, because what I found was that this antenna kept pulling out, and then next thing I know, I'm walking around like an RC car. And then on my J arm on my MVGs, the spring that hooks in came off, so they were almost useless. So I used 2 of those bungee cords to secure it to my helmet when we ran those knot ups. Great experience, guys. So glad you guys came out. You came out here.
I did the Warrior,
video, right?
yeah, just the Warrior Basic. Never done a
Right.
STX or an FTX.
So this is Leo's second time out here, and then Santiago.
First time, man.
Yeah.
Loved every second of it. Loved every second of it.
In gear contest, and
hey, bro.
This guy's a warrior, man. He's a trooper.
Awesome, man.
So
awesome.
Good folks.
Oh, I don't know. Put me on the spot like that. I don't know. I can just thank all the people that was with me. They made my job easy. So this is probably the smoothest patrol I've ran so far at One Shepherd, but there's a lot of good learning for sure.
Surely that's the best night raid that's ever taken place.
Definitely the best night raid I've ever seen. Other than like the 6 lanes where it's really prescribed, that is the best raid I've seen done in the FTX period, and it's all from the hard work that everyone put into it.
Right. Not too bad for not knowing the exact location of the enemy target.
There's a little bit of luck involved there for sure, but once we got online and figured it out, it went just like it was supposed to go. Almost textbook. So very cool.
You did a
Very
great
cool stuff.
job.
Awesome, brother.
You got natural ability. You can't train.
Definitely gonna come.
All right, so this is his first time out here. Brought his whole family. So any words you want to say to new potential students out here?
Well, when they say it's tough, it really is, but it's worth it at the end. Just work all the way through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many hours of sleep you think you've gotten?
Maybe about 4 hours a day.
4 hours a day?
I could work on
Boy,
that.
that's on the plus end
That's
right
on the
there.
plus end. Yeah. 2 last night. Well, no, night before. But you can do more on less sleep than you think.
Right.
You know.
At least for 48 hours, anyways.
Yeah.
So, what do you got to say, bud?
Drink lots of water. If you have a Camelback, drink more than you think you are drinking. Because I didn't drink enough, and I got heat stroke stuff. Oh, basically almost. I was close.
Right.
I started
That was-
throwing up and shit. That was
like on the
scary.
first day of training, right?
Yeah.
But you didn't do it. You went through the whole FTX, and we moved a hell of a lot more than we did on that first night. So.
Yeah.
But,
So.
Yeah.
Hannah.
Yeah.
Well, no.
What's your experience?
Well, I had a blast this week.
Literally.
Literally. It was fun. Where you're basic while challenging. You know, it was fun to finally get over and get the badge. And then
Yeah.
The STX, that was more like learning with team instead of having to divide and shoot at each other. And then the TX, I think we all came together as a good unit, managed to pull off more or less an impossible raid.
Right. And for you guys that don't know, she actually ran up and placed a C4 that accomplished the objective. What advice do you have for young ladies that want to partake in this type of training?
Don't be afraid to do it. If if you think if you know deep down you can do something like this, or if you just want to do something crazy, this was a fun experience, and I think you'd come away learning a lot more about yourself.
Good deal. Awesome. Got a veteran one shepherd over here. You got any advice for people that want to come out here and train?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, don't be scared. This is a safe place to fail. This is a place to, it's not about winning and losing. We have a heck of a time coming out here, but just get the gear that you can get. Don't let that stop you. Just come out here with what you got. It's a learning process. I still learn things. This is my 6th semester out here in a row. I'm still learning things exponentially. So come out here, give it a shot, and you got nothing to lose.
Awesome, brother. Thanks.
Now is back to the FOB for a debrief with both OP4 and Blue 4. And at the end of all this, a long-awaited steak dinner.
Still no Rod? What? Still no Rod? Rod? Yeah. I have not seen him. He's still out there. I can go find him. Take the loudspeaker with you.
Does he have a radio?
He does, but he wasn't answering it. Hey, OP4 over here real quick. I'll probably say it again 10 more times, but I just want to get to it real quick. Outstanding job, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Everybody made my job easier. Everyone did great work. It's amazing working with every one of you. Every one of you guys and gals, you belong here. One shepherd. Thank you guys. Awesome work. All right.
Thank you, man.
What's next, Matt? Ground your stuff.
Ground your stuff.
Ground your stuff. Keep your rifle with you.
Yeah. You can look like this. Then we're gonna do AR short move. Everybody's still alive. All right. So this is the culminating event, namely the after action review, the AAR after the FTX. For those of you who have been here the whole week, I know it's a long week, but this is crucial because it's a time of reflection, and that's where learning occurs, right? We are an educational institution, so that is very important to us. For the Missouri militia guys who just showed up, this is the end of our week, but you guys just showed up at the culminating exercises, but still, the after action review is an important process for us. So we're going to go over the plan, performance related to that plan, any issues, and fixes. So we expect this to take maybe a couple hours. We're going to get detailed, but not necessarily to the point of who shot who. We don't necessarily care about that. So Mike was the measle writer, so master scenario event list writer. So he wrote out the entire scenario. So if you liked it, thank you. It's a lot of work.
Thanks, Mike.
So, Jason was an OC briefly for OP4 the first night, but mainly McGoff and myself, we swapped halfway through to get the perspective of both sides. We'll chime in as necessary. So, the ground rules for this, I would say, is that it's not about blame. It's about retribution. It's about getting it right for next time. Okay? So sometimes this can be heated. I'm not saying that it is. You all seem pretty happy. I didn't see you guys choking each other on the way back. But remember that this process, it may be painful, it may be awkward, but it's about getting better for next time. Okay? Fair enough?
Well, that's it, guys. That concludes my series over the One Shepherd experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed working on this project. The series should give you guys who are interested in this place a pretty good view of what you can expect from your first week attending. As you guys can see, this training experience is like no other. For more information about One Shepherd and its program, please check out their website, which is linked in the information box below. Keep fighting the good fight, and thanks for watching.